Hello, this is Austin. This is episode like 7, I believe, 8 maybe. Um, so I haven't posted the past couple of days, and I know I was like, I'm going to be super consistent with it. But, okay. But we have had kind of a very like busy, kind of life altering 3 days. I don't necessarily know what I want to make this video about. Honestly, I could do something a little bit more like personal relationship wise. I might. I think that's probably what I'll do. But talk about kind of the stuff that I've been working on, the stuff that I need to do. Um, got everything. I spent like 4 hours yesterday, 5 hours yesterday working on getting everything published with Android Play and like the Google Play Store. So that is 100% done in its interview. So we should hear back by the end of this week. So I got that 100% done, which has been it's taken so long, like four weeks to go through the process of it. It's very tedious. So got that done. Um, Trying to think what else. I have to move out of my house um, Friday. We haven't started packing anything, so that's gonna be a whole thing. I've got work every day this week, so this week's gonna be extremely busy, and I don't know if I'm gonna have to be able to get a ton of stuff done with the business besides um, kind of just getting everything set up for the new house. So we will see. But it's good because we really can't do much up until like we hear back from the Android store. So we'll see. But I'm trying to think. So we need to get that finished up, and then start the whole marketing strategy. Get everything written down. I think I'm gonna buy a whiteboard and just like iron everything out and have everything strategically planned out. Um, so I guess I'll talk a little bit about like the whole relationship thing going on right now. So um, when I first kind of took the steps to start like I guess becoming an entrepreneur or to become like to focus on it, take that leap to go explore that. It was about 2 years ago, or like a year and a half, I think, ago. 2 years ago. Um, I've always kind of had the thought like, oh, I want to be my own boss. I want to build stuff, but never really amounted to me physically doing it. And so it's been a little over a year and a half to 2 years that I've been working on everything. And since then, I think that I've had a little bit of had a lot of ups and downs. I've had a ton of sacrifices that I've had to make. Um, and I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't necessarily talk about in entrepreneurship. They just say you'll have to make sacrifices, but they don't necessarily explain it. Um, and I mean, there's a bunch of different forms of it. I mean, like, there's nights where I have 2 hours of sleep. There's nights where I have 3 hours of sleep. There's nights where I just feel like I'm not doing anything and I'm mentally stressed 24/7. I feel like every time I go on vacation, I'm just stressed out about getting back so that I can get to work. And I feel like my days that I have, I'm constantly thinking that I'm not doing enough, even when I am doing a lot of stuff. You're never really appreciative for the things that you have been doing and what you've accomplished up until you hit a certain goal. And then that goal changes. My goal was to finish the app. My goal was to get everything uploaded to have something that people can use. And I have that now. And I'm not fulfilled. I'm not really focused on what I've built because I feel like if in my head, if you sit there and realize, oh, like, oh, well, I did it, I accomplished it, like, you're not going to be able to achieve the next point. And that might be a little bit of just me not like I don't know. It's just the way I'm wired, and I think that's kind of how a lot of entrepreneurs are as well. Like they have to make a lot of sacrifices with a lot of different things. Time being a big one, money being a huge one. A lot of my money that I have, like I said, goes straight back into the business. So I'm very frugal. I don't really spend my money on anything. I literally wear my tennis shoes so there's holes in them. I dress like a bum, but I mean I don't care. Um, and then I think one that besides the self, I think the hardest one is the self fulfillment. Uh, just because you're going through basically, you're putting a lot of eggs into one basket in the hopes that that basket is something good, and it will work. But there's nothing guaranteed. Like I could spend the next 3 years of my life devoting everything I have to this, and nothing works. And it sucks thinking about it like that. But I see my dog in the back. But I think that that's kind of like the fun process of it. Because I'm learning things along the way as well. It's not like I'm not taking any. I don't have anything to show for it. Like I'm learning stuff. I'm learning processes. My whole thing with starting a business was because I didn't want to go through a corporate 9 to 5, get an internship, and just have my foot in the door at a business. I didn't want to do that. So my way around it was to basically get all the hands-on experiences with every single element of a business, from the ideation phase to how to build a business model, how to build a revenue model, how to build a marketing plan, how to strategically place your product within a marketplace, and these types of things with competitors. Do a whole bunch of analysis. I've had to do every single thing of that. So there is a lot of things that I've taken away from it, but I think that the hardest thing is like I said, just hoping that one day it will work, and you're just not knowing for sure. And then along with that, uh, the relationships that you do have and that you do lose and that you do sacrifice during this time and during that whole kind of self transformation is something that I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily think about and talk about per se. I would say my freshman and sophomore year of college, I made a lot of memories. I was very involved. I had a lot of friends. I would hang out a lot with those friends. I would do a lot more stuff on campus. I mean, I'm very involved on campus now, but in a different way. I would go do things. I would try to have more fun, try to just live life. And I found more enjoyment in that. I made more memories. I kind of like took day by days and took it for what it was. Um, I felt like I could absorb my surroundings a little bit more and just memorize that and be happy with it. Now it's all just there's nothing like I'm just going about my day to day life and like with the constant thought of the only thing I'm thinking about is succeeding, which sucks. It's a good thing because you have the ambition, drive to do things with that, but at the same time, like you're not appreciative, like I said, for what the small things that you have around you. Um, and so I will say, like now, in the past year, past year ish, I don't really feel like I've made a lot of memories. I don't really feel like if I say like, oh, what did I do during this time? Well, I just worked on my business. I just like did these things. And I mean, yes, that's a lot of stuff, but like, I don't really have a lot of memories of going and like now I'm thinking like I went on a vacation to Florida and the whole entire time I was just stressed about the business. I was just stressed about. I mean, my girlfriend, we literally I canceled a trip going on vacation with her just so I could work on it. Just because I that was like the way I was wired. And I know that if I would have gone on the vacation, I would have just been stressed the whole time. And then once I got back, it would have taken me 2 to 3 weeks to kind of get back into the groove of things, and that would have bothered me. So I was like, nope, I'm not gonna do it. And those types of things, I feel like people don't necessarily talk about. Like that's something that you as an entrepreneur starting out, you might just think in your head, oh, well, I'm just gonna start a business. When you get down to the nitty gritty of like basically grinding through everything, the passion that you have for wanting that to succeed outweighs every single thing that you have. And I think that that is what starts to be the priority and it pushes everything else under it. My relationship with all my friends, my relationship with everything, my relationship with my girlfriend at the time. Like we simply we saw a huge decline in our relationship. And it wasn't because of her. It was fully because of me. And I didn't want to change anything. I liked the way that I was becoming, and that was hard to tell her. And so, like, literally, this is what I was saying. Like yesterday or 2 days ago, like I just told her I was like, I just need to be done. So, I broke up with her. It was kind of just like a both of us understanding like things weren't really working out, and just like I know that these next 2 to 3 years of my life are going to be extremely, extremely pivotal. They're going to be what changes the direction of my life, and I don't foresee us pretty much working out and both of us kind of getting what we want. And so that's one thing as well. Like, I mean, I was such a dependent person on my girlfriend when we first started dating, and now I could go a week without talking to her. I could go a week without, just because I'm so fixated on my personal growth and fixated on this working. And I think that that's something that is just so not talked about. And it is unhealthy to a point if you're talking to people that don't understand where you're coming from. But, like, for me, that's just how it is. And I think that that's, like, one huge thing. You think in your head, oh, well, like, I can manage all these things. I cannot make that many sacrifices when building a business. You will make the sacrifices. They won't feel per se like sacrifices because you're simply changing, but you will make those sacrifices. You will change. You will hang out with less of your friends. You will kind of see the shift from people that, like my big friend group circle was 10 to 15 people, and now it's 3 to 5, and it changes. And it's not because I don't like those people, it's just because it just changes. And how much I want to go out, how much I want to spend time by myself, it all changes. And that's something that, me thinking about right now, well, it's just like who I am. But that is considered a sacrifice. And that is considered you cutting those people out of your life. You kind of not getting that much sleep. You simply not enjoying the small things in life just because you're so stressed on that. And that is a sacrifice. And so I think that that's like something that, when, as an entrepreneur, you need to basically be ready to say, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to hold back. I'm not going to just be half-assing all this. I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to just achieve what I can achieve. I'm going to go into all these rooms that I'm not supposed to be in. I'm going to go explore these things that are unexplored. I'm going to go try, and I'm going to go fail, and I'm going to be ready to just learn. I'm going to be ready to do those things. And I think that, and I'm ready to make those sacrifices. And I think that that's something a lot of people don't necessarily talk about. My roommate right now, he's a great hard worker, but he knows that in the back of his head that he doesn't have a venture idea, or he doesn't have something that he is 100% willing to just drop everything he's doing to go chase. And I think that that's the correct mindset. And so, yeah.